As you guys already know, 2025, I made 20 predictions and 19 of them came out to be true. Let's see if I can hit the same metrics this year. It's going to be quite difficult. I highly doubt it, but we shall see. Okay. So without further ado, the reason, like I said, Piker Broadcasting Service is sponsored by you, the viewers, for you, the viewers. But the reason why you give me the big bucks is because you come here to figure out what the news of tomorrow is going to look like. And no, death predictions are different. Okay. You pre-watched 2026, not fair? What do you mean? All right. On that note, let's get into it. Let's fucking do it, baby. What? Format a notepad. 2026 predictions. Predictions. Okay. 2026 predictions. This is honestly going to be hard. The path of 2025 was so obvious. I don't think so. This part of the stream is sponsored by Kalshi. Oh, shut the fuck up. We're not doing that. Not even as a joke, okay? Anyway, please predict I get married. I want to be a wife guy so bad. Sure, chatter, you're going to get married, even though you don't have a girlfriend right now. Okay, where do we get started? I mean, I think this is an easy one, but AI will get completely out of control. Not AGI style. But instead, it will lead to a massive issue. Okay? That one's already come true. No, hold on. That's not a prediction, that's an observation. I mean, many of these are an observation that is presented as prediction. Hold on. The one you said you got wrong, kind of got right. Elon with Fallout with Trump was around not getting back in Tesla. What? No. The one I got wrong was PP. Was the Canada one. Okay. I mean catastrophic. Okay. A catastrophic issue. What I mean is there will be at least one major AI scandal. Bro, Grok is making CSAM? No, not even that. Not even that. I'm talking bigger. Think bigger. Like there will be, cause right now Grok making CSAM is not like, it should be a much bigger problem, right? But it's not. People are barely even talking about it. It's kind of fucking ridiculous. When I say catastrophic, I mean like something that will literally at least dominate the news cycle for like a week. And that is probably the most, anything can dominate the news cycle nowadays. What I mean by that is like, there will be an AI video, I think, potentially, that leads to like real world impact. Okay. I mean like a fake AI video that dupes. A fake AI video that dupes so many people that like it actually has a real world impact. Okay. AI bubble will not burst. Now, this is a tough one, but I don't think the AI bubble is bursting yet. even after that. China will continue to rise. The century of prosperity has begun. More people will become China-pilled as conditions in the U.S., in the West, worsen. But that is not even a fucking prediction. This is like a free space one at least. People will get less weird about China. I'm gonna say not people, normies. Normies will get less weird about China. Okay. Here's another free space. Grand Theft Auto 6 will be delayed. Lying is even more OP than it's ever been, especially with AI. People will openly admit to lying in a biased direction, and there will be no repercussions for it. Like right now, when you at least like, if you're outed as a liar or something, like people are supposed to trust you less, right? That's not the case. I'm calling it. You can just be like, no, I'm lying. Like the almost like remember what JD Vance did in the election cycle where he said, oh, I you know, sometimes it's okay. Sometimes it's okay to lie as long as you're like getting people to pay attention to something. 100% that will happen way more frequently. Oh, I misspelled prosperity. People are going to get dumber, obviously. People are going to get even dumber and more hateful. But woke will make a comeback, not due to Dems or liberals leading the pack, but because the average apolitical normie will get grossed out by the unlimited, unchecked hatred coming from the sweatiest losers that have hyped themselves up. So at least that's kind of good. Gavin Newsom Hitler arc. Oh, that's a good one. I do have some in there. Don't worry. Kalshi Poly Market scandal. Yes, there will be a major gambling scandal as well. At least one major gambling scandal, which of course will not lead to any policy changes. Gambling is going to be cancer with unlimited prediction markets bullshit. What else? Oh. False flag terror. I mean, I hope it's not the case, but I do think I can see that. Hey, Hasan, this is your Kalshi rep. We're putting all these predictions on your market, but they're all going 67-1 odds again. Can you pick something more reasonable? Environmental disaster is a free space? Yeah. Chinese plus Taipei owning Japan? No. I think false flag terror related to maxing out Islamophobia in the country. Not as big as 9/11 though. Hakeem Jeffries joins DSA? Yeah, right. Not a Venezuelan false flag? No. Trump expands Latin American posturing. I don't think Trump is gonna, dude, this is gonna be a Russia-Ukraine situation possibly, but Trump doesn't invade Venezuela. Wait, where was I? I was talking about woke. Oh, woke. With woke making a comeback, but with corpos following trends too late. I've already made this prediction publicly, but following trends too late, companies will continue their right-wing pivot into 2026, pissing people off even further. Slop tubers and regular influencers who don't talk about politics push back against right-wing shit. Trump doesn't invade Venezuela. Trump has serious health issue that they can't keep a secret. I know you guys are going to say, oh, it's because of the Wall Street Journal thing. I wrote this one before the Wall Street Journal thing came out. So now it feels like... right-winger tries to assassinate Trump again. He won't die. Evil never dies. Oh my God, what if my fucking... What if my he won't die prediction is the opposite of it? Erica Kirk children found to be JD Vance's child? No. No. Possibly during World Cup, by the way. I forgot to mention this part. Erica Vance. Erica Kirk becomes Erica Vance? No. I think the Democrats won't actually, I think the Democrats will underperform, but maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. I go back and forth on this, but I kind of feel like the Democrats are going to underperform in the midterms. Like if you think they're going to, I'm giving a fake number here, but if you think they're going to win like 20 seats, they're going to win, 5. And then they'll still act as though that was like a massive W. And there is something in me. I hate being pessimistic about this stuff, but I do kind of feel like the Bernie-crats are not going to have as big as a wave, a big momentum. Dems will predict a blue wave that will be a tiny blue drip, tiny blue puddle that they will still consider a massive W when it's not. They will get bogged down attacking the Bernie-crat wing of the party too much to make serious gains. They'd rather kill democracy than harm profit margins. Then harm the profit margins of private healthcare providers. Then we can really see the ESL here? Wait, why? What am I saying? Healthcare is a major issue. Okay. Will Luigi walk this year? No. Okay, companies, not providers. No, I don't think Luigi walks. Um, yeah, I mean, this is a classic one. Dems pivot to anti-APAC, but still retain same donors and same attitude towards Israel. Loyalty. Max fealty. Dems refuse to adopt. Dems refuse to adopt M4A as policy. Float public option with no real interest in implementation. They claim affordability with no real policies attached to it. Major black market for Chinese RAM / GPUs that are created faster than the Chinese thought they would be made. Okay. What else? You need an Epstein bombshell prediction if you want to be fully Nostradamus. I mean, I also don't think China doesn't militarily invade Taiwan. This one I'm scared to write out because, like, not even because I think it's likely or anything, but the reason why I'm scared to write this out is because whenever I fucking say shit like this, the opposite happens. You know what I mean? For someone who always talks about revolutionary optimism, you sure have been pretty doom-pilled lately. Don't forget about making some positive predictions. Brother, sister, the emperor, there's a difference between maintaining revolutionary optimism in spite of what my predictions are. Like, what do you mean? Maintaining revolutionary optimism doesn't mean, like, just make stuff up that you think is going to happen. Right? Just, oh, well, yeah, we implement Medicare for all. The fuck? Like, what do you want me to say? Yeah, oh, rents drop. Rents are actually super cheap now, magically. Every landlord decides, you know, we've actually farmed the working poor a little too hard. I'm going to say invade in air quotes so people don't misunderstand me. Got any major predictions for the Luigi trial? I mean, yeah, he goes to prison. Like, what do you mean? Clavicular is nominated to replace Kash Patel. No, but I do think Kash Patel's out. Kash Patel fired. Or steps down, if you know what I mean. Winky face. What else? What else? What else? Kirsty Noam? Nah, she's fine. She stays put. Dan Bongino's already out. We don't annex Greenland. Zoran prediction. I mean, I don't really know about the Zoran stuff. Zoran gets yelled at by the left flank for not being revolutionary enough, or because they misunderstood a policy he's implementing. It's already happening. Yeah. Zioran Mossad Dani. I love that they call him Zioran now. I added the Mossad Dani. That's gonna stick. Delete this? No. I love the Zioran thing is so funny. It's like AOCIA. AOCIA, they're going to say Mossad Dani now. I invented it. Remember. Hassan wants to be a Maoist poster so bad. I do. I think the Maoist standard English is so good. Hassan logs actual good one. Virus lockdown due to CDC and municipal health rollbacks. You think there's going to be a lockdown? Are you crazy? You could literally have Omega COVID killing people, every day by the dozens. And this administration will be like, it's illegal to stay at home. Okay? Underrated piece of Maoist standard English is Bernie Settlers. Instead of Bernie Sanders, Bernie Settlers. That's awesome. Zioran canceled. Oh, dude, this is why. Yeah, Zioran Mossad Dani. Dude, look, why did he post this? What the fuck? Boycotting our ally Israel would be a horrendous mistake. Urging my neighbors of the co-op to vote no on Tuesday. This is fucked up. Ludwig speaks Maoist standard English now, apparently. Ludwig? Yeah, Ludwig is exactly who I'm talking about when I say, like, people will be more open with their politics. Like, they'll slop tubers and regular influencers don't talk about politics, push back against right-wing shit. Ludwig is a great example of this. Like, you'll see a lot more emotion from Ludwig. Like, people dead ass gonna believe that, by the way. He won't speak Maoist standard English, but he's already doing a lot of that. But he's gonna do more. My coworker, Ludwig, he will do a lot more of that, where he'll be like a lot more bold about speaking out against like right-wing shit publicly. Maybe even against like Asmongold and whatnot, which would be, we'll see. Did you see this kiss the wall thing? That shit was crazy, not gonna lie. Yeah, I thought it was really funny. Yeah. That's what I mean. But that's like, because like it's cool now. Okay, it's cool to say stuff like that now. It's like we went from like I'll give money to a pro-Palestinian charity, but I won't like actually, fundraise on my stream for it because I don't want people to call me a terrorist and I'm scared and maybe not everyone is on board to it, to being like, you're gonna kiss the wall, little bro. Like, how the fuck did that happen in a matter of 2 years? Like, maybe you went a little too over the top on the other side, actually. Nobody apologizes to HasanAbi? Okay, that's empty space. That's an empty space. It's interesting how apolitical people always suddenly get political against anything progressive or left-wing, but silence on anything going on right now by the administration of the world. Curious. I mean, there's a reason for it. There are people that I know for a fact. There are people who I know for a fact are very progressive, but just like are super, super scared about saying anything because they just don't like getting yelled at and they're terrified. Either they're terrified because like they're going to lose, market share or lose audience members, or they're fucking terrified. Like, I think I suspect the way that like Ludwig or other regular influencers will try to make up for this by their silence overall, but then like now they're now coming out and speaking out against this, will probably still be with like a little bit of like left bashing too, where they'll say like they'll basically do the stuff that like a lot of Ethan's fan bases tried to do, where they'll be like, oh, Zoran sucked when I was promoting him, but now that he won, he's actually good. And also I fantasize that he hates Hasan secretly. Stuff like that, where they'll they'll basically position it as like attacking appropriate targets to make it seem like they're, still somewhat more reasonable. Right? Like saying like, oh, well, Hasan still sucks, but like this Asmongold stuff is out of control. That kind of thing. The kiss the wall thing was pretty unambiguously anti-Semitic. It's worrying how many people are just saying stuff like that now. Goyslop is now a common term on TikTok after breaching poll containment. Oh, I was going to... yes. Okay. Oh, dude, I have a whole thing for Jews and Muslims. Okay? Don't worry. I have a whole bracket for predictions on Jews and Muslims. Okay. Number one. You just reminded me. Okay. Terms like Goyslop get mass usage by normies. So people will be both woke, but also at the same time, like lookism, looks maxing, all this shit is totally fucking in broad use. And in a way where it's like, in a way where it's almost like they're like the people that use it. It's kind of like new friend, right? When someone says new friend, they don't actually know that actually is a 4chan poll term, right? The original term for, new friend is actually new F-slur, right? Or new frog, right? It actually is new F-slur. But when it became like mass adopted, it almost got normalized and people forgot what the initial implementation was, right? And I think it'll kind of be like that, where people won't fully understand where Goyslop is coming from, but they will just use it as a substitute term for like something that is mind-breaking for normies, right? Even though the initial terminology of Goyslop comes from 4chan and comes from poll and is supposed to be like, it is anti-Semitic, unambiguously anti-Semitic. It's the notion that like Jews control the media and they create another system of control for Goys by serving Goys, the non-Jews, slop, such as bad TV shows, sports, Sports Center, and different like kinds of food, jalapeno poppers, right? And it will basically be like normie slop, but they won't say normie slop. They'll just use Goy slop because it has good mouthfeel. And that is how people will start using it. First I ever heard the term was from Felix, of course. And also, for the record, I do think it's a very funny term. I will admit that, because it's utilized against the dumbest shit. Like, they'll be like, what was it? There was a tweet that went viral. There was a tweet that went viral where it was like a photo of like an older, like a Delta Airlines ad or something, where they're like eating like a whole chicken or something. And then the next one. Bubba. And then a goy block. Oh yeah, they said that is a goy block. Does anyone have the tweet? It's so funny. It's so fucking stupid. It's like mind-meltingly stupid. Hold on, I'll be back in a second. Ow. Sorry, I had to get the door because my dad is not around. Okay. Yeah, this is what I was talking about. Hold on. This is it. It's dumb shit like I mean, this is objectively funny. Eat your goy block and shut the fuck up. No, it's not a joke. This is like Nazis sincerely say stuff like this is goy slop or goy block. Those cookies are good too. I know, it's like it's really good cookies actually. The ZOG term will also get mass usage by normies. Another far-right anti-Semitic term becoming normalized by ZOG. Yeah, Zionist occupied government. Yeah. Agartha. I think Agartha memes will reach peak normie status. They will be oblivious to its initial anti-Semitic inception. What do you know about Red Shambhala? Okay, keep trying, little bros. Sure, Red Shambhala is really gonna pop off, okay? As a counter to Agartha. Doesn't this back up your prediction about people getting dumber? Yes. Yeah. Terms like Ghost will get mass usage by normies. Agartha memes will reach peak normie status. They will be oblivious to its initial anti-Semitic inception, but will use it regularly. What else? What? I think you're literally the opposite on this. If the administration is going to punish anyone, it'll be people like myself. They will never punish the Nazis. As a matter of fact, they will straight up actually hype up Nazis. They'll try to find like a safe version. They will actively look for a safe, dangerous version of neo-Nazi sentiment that hyper focuses on Muslims, that hyper focuses and will still say like anti-Semitic shit, like Jews control this, Jews control that, but ultimately won't really touch the Israel stuff that much. They will actively go after what, like a Diet Fuentes? I think Fuentes will be the Diet Fuentes. I think Nick Fuentes will be the Diet Fuentes. Yeah. Like, I don't think I'm going to be honest, I don't think he cares about fomenting anti-Semitism as much as he wants to be in the halls of power. Like, he's very anti-Semitic, and he has been this whole time. But I think if push came to shove, he would much rather be in the orbit of powerful people. If it meant like, if it meant that he could get access to, if he could get access to the administration, basically, he'll play ball. He'd neutralize his tone even if it meant toning down the blatant anti-Semitic rhetoric. Yeah, for sure. What about Tucker Carlson? Tucker Carlson doesn't have to do that because he's already popping off. Tucker Carlson was never dumb enough to actually say the quiet part out loud. He'd never be caught dead straight up being like, Jews are doing this or Jews are doing that. At most, he would say, oh, I love Jews. What's going on? I love Jews. I love Jews all the time. It's just totally ridiculous that people say stuff about Jews. He'll literally collaborate with anyone and everyone that's waving around copies of like the like Candace Owens will wave copies of like the Talmudic Jew around, right? And be like, they're contract lords, all this and that. Tucker Carlson will never say shit like that until it reaches like peak Jews are no longer white status. He won't do that. Until Jews are completely removed from the white team, Tucker Carlson will never be caught dead saying that. What else? Who is the Talmudic Jew, bro? Is like a fucking deeply anti-Semitic. Is a deeply anti-Semitic textbook that claims that all Jews think non-Jews are cattle and should be lied to. It's just basically picking and choosing pieces of the Talmud and making it seem like it's an incredibly important rule book that Jews abide by across the board, like, and not pieces of debate over Jewish laws that expand beyond like 2,000 years. Correctly calling things anti-Semitic has been rendered almost completely ineffective because of how many times Israel supporters have cried wolf over it. It really sucks because there is stuff that needs to be called out, but no one believes you anymore when you say something is anti-Semitic. Yes. And not only that, but also anti-Semitism, I think, is basically now the marker for earnesty, which is really fucked up and really dangerous. But I think the more anti-Semitic people, like for average normies, the more they hear you say that you're anti-Semitic or imply that you're anti-Semitic, the more normies unironically think, the more normies literally think, oh, this guy really fucking hates Israel. It sucks. It sucks, but it's true. And there is nothing, like the toothpaste is out of the fucking tube, cat's out of the bag. There's no way to put that bag in, you know? To be a real one. I understand what you mean. Sucks, but true. No, 100%. I mean, dude, even people on the left kind of do it. Like, I mean, not even kind of. Yeah, they do it too, to a certain degree. Hello. What up, fatty? Wasn't that the goal all along, though? An anti-Semitic world is a dream for an Israel wanting all the Jews to move there. Yeah, it's very stupid, though, because if the world is completely anti-Semitic, then it's going to be much harder to justify giving unlimited funds to Israel. Because eventually one of those anti-Semites is actually going to gain power. And then what's going to happen to Israel after that? You know what I mean? That's why I say it's like stupid. Yeah. I've heard Kaya started watching Fuentes. Is this true? Never. Kaya's a Maoist, dude. Kaya's a Maoist third worldist. Anti-Semitism loses all or the remainder of its institutional stigma I think that's definitely another one of these. Mao was friends with Kissinger. I would watch her very carefully. That's funny. Yeah. Are you friends with Henry Kissinger? I feel like she was kind of sad when Henry Kissinger passed. I've tried mentioning this before. It's become this weird reality in which mentioning the genuine rise in anti-Semitism with fellow comrades and organizing mixed reactions. Folks on the left have also become a bit more antagonistic, understandably, but this has meant it becomes difficult to discuss actual anti-Semitism at times. I know. Which is kind of interesting because, like, it literally is. It's turning into, this is what I mean when I say Jews losing white status. Okay? It's not there yet. But I do think it's probably going to happen, if not this year, maybe in the future, maybe in the close future, unless something dramatically changes. But when you lose white status, that doesn't automatically mean that, you're denied job opportunities across the board, shit like that. There's like varying degrees of loss of white status, right? You just won't get treated in the same way that like an Italian white person or a German white person is treated, where it'll be kind of like, it loses. It will be like someone like myself trying to explain Islamophobia to an audience of people that don't want to listen, right? They'll be like, oh, but like fucking, what do you mean? Oh, what do you mean you felt threatened by someone who was, calling you a Jew or something? Like, oh, shut the fuck up. Like, it'll be like that. Put this on the list as a freebie. Incoming clips out of context of you saying ignorant normies think anti-Semitism equals truth teller, falsely framing it as though that's your own opinion. Okay, no, I'm not going to do that. So, like, it's not all bad, Like, losing white status is not the end of the world, but it's not great. You know what I mean? Especially if you were already in white status and you didn't have to deal with that kind of stuff. I mean, let me tell you, it's just you'll be in the same position as someone like myself, like a white guy that people kind of mistrust when it comes to issues that pertain to Muslim countries, right? But they look white. Yeah, so do I. It doesn't matter. See, motherfuckers say, you're not white. Come on now. I mean, I thought so. But who knows? What else? You're the whitest non-white alive? I agree. Will there be a Twitch congressional hearing with you being mentioned as midterms get closer? I mean, that is entirely dependent on how busy people are. Because I think that like that would have happened. That actually would have happened if if there wasn't too much shit going on. But I think there's way, way too much shit happening. And will continue to happen. They'll be far too busy. They will be far too busy to fucking focus on stuff like that. Sorry, I don't know if you wrote this, but I think conspiracy content will dominate 2026. I've been saying this here and there, but I genuinely think mainstream news, YouTube, TikTok trends, and similar outlets will all be dominated by conspiracies. Mainstream institutions will let go of a little bit of critical thinking and scrutiny they had to challenge conspiracy theories and instead embrace them. I agree. Yeah, I mean, all of this basically is leading to that. But yes, you will see sloppier journalism in general. Okay. Anti-Semitism loses the remainder of its institutional stigma as Jews move closer to losing white status controlled by Republicans. Because they are the ones who dictate whether you're white or not. Let's be real. What's your Epstein prediction? Not really anything. Oh, my Epstein prediction. Oh, good call. The right will normalize pedophilia. Actually, it's ephebophilia. Like, I know Megyn Kelly has done that already, but I mean, like, seriously, okay? No. You'll know it when you see it, right? Like, it's not just Megyn Kelly saying that. It's not already happened. No, it's going to happen more. It is going to definitely happen, like, with way higher frequency, in a way where Jews and Muslims, it's all about the Jews. No, I forgot. There is some Muslim stuff in there too. I just forgot to write it in. Hold on. Because someone asked me about Jeffrey Epstein. What is it? Muslims. There is a concerned, or there is a serious effort to make Muslims out to be the new Jewish Bolsheviks, or what is it? What was the term? Cultural Bolsheviks or something? What was it? What did the Nazis used to say? Hold on. Concerted effort, yes. Judeo-Bolshevism. Yeah, Judeo-Bolsheviks. Judeo-Bolsheviks. It will fail in the U.S. Americans don't have enough direct experience with Muslims to actively to become as Islamophobic as they are in Europe. Like, they're Islamophobic in the sense that I don't really give a shit if, like, they're dying, or I don't really give a shit if there's, like, mass surveillance, but they're not so Islamophobic that, like, they're European levels of Islamophobic. Are you saying it will work in Europe? It already is working in Europe. Like, Islamophobia is a rallying cry that allows you to win elections in Europe, right? Whereas in America, if you were just, like, hyper obsessed with Muslims over and over again, if you were like Randy Fine, basically, and you thought that you could do, like, Randy Fine style commentary in places in and around, like, not even like Dearborn, right? Like, if you were doing that in, I don't know, Arkansas or something, people are going to be like, the fuck are you talking about? Shut up. Like, Americans also obviously fucking hate Muslims and everybody else, right? They've been heavily propagandized against Muslims. Islamophobia was a huge reason for the global war on terror being justified. But that's like war over there. That's far away. Americans don't care enough about it that they're like, I'm going to vote for the person who says they're going to kill Muslims, even though that is what they're trying to do, right? Like, when you say Muslim takeover is happening in America, that is unimaginably foreign as a concept for Americans, where they're like, what? Muslim takeover? The fuck are you talking about? Sometimes they try to do that with Dearborn, right? Like, they try to do that shit with Dearborn, right? They'll be like, look, there's a fucking mosque here. And for many Americans, they're like, okay, yeah, that's weird. I don't care. You know? Like, even with the Somalis, Even with the Somalis. Like, I'll give you a great example of this. Okay. And yes, Cloud District in Georgia is right. There simply aren't enough Muslims to make it work. And also, American Muslims are far more progressive in general than some of the isolated communities that exist in places like London, where people can at least like point to someone being like reactionary or fundamentalist or something, even though that's also greatly overblown, obviously, and it's fucking stupid, and it's oftentimes being advanced by white nationalists that are themselves just as reactionary, if not more reactionary. But like the American Muslim community, due to the Islamophobic attacks, by and large, and the global war on terrorism being implemented under the George W. Bush administration, by and large, became very progressive post-global war on terror. And that hasn't really changed that much. I think leading up to Donald Trump, it was like kind of going back to like more conservative roots. But I think it's still going to consistently be progressive, with the exception of like, right-wingers that can dupe them into believing that they're a good person to vote for because they're anti-Israel. So what I think is what I think is happening with like even the Minneapolis stuff, what I think is happening even with the Somalis is like, for many Americans, a Somali is such a foreign concept. They don't even understand. Like, they're like, okay, they're just black people, but like, you know, not from here or something. Like, they don't realize that this is like, you know, Islamophobic and shit. Like, they don't fully understand it. You know what I mean? It's too... What have I always said about American racism? American racism is very black and white, no pun intended, right? American racism is very like, what you see is what you get. Everyone is black, everyone is brown. Are you a 7-Eleven Indian? Or are you a 9/11 Indian, right? Like, they don't think about it beyond that, right? So when you make these like different delineations where you're like, well, these are Somalis, like they're Muslim, they're doing like an infiltration of American society or whatever. They don't even read that as like fucking what do you call it? They don't even read that as like Islamophobic. Like, it doesn't even get the message across that this is actually Islamophobic for regular ass Americans. They think movie, Tom Hanks movie. That's it. That's the only thing people know about Somali people is they're pirates. That's it. They don't like, maybe Black Hawk Down. That's for the boomers. For the Gen Xers is Black Hawk Down. For the Zoomers and the millennials, it's the fucking Captain Phillips movie. I'm the captain now. They don't really think about Somalis as like a group of Muslims that are doing infiltration in the country and are trying to do Islamic style fundamentalism or whatever. That's too complex for them. As I always say, European racism is infinitely more sophisticated as far as racism goes. Americans just look at shit and go, movie. They're like the movie people. They're the pirates. So that's why I think the whole like, where was I? Yeah, there's a serious effort to make Muslims out to be the new Judeo-Bolsheviks. It will fail in the U.S. Americans don't have enough direct experience with Muslims to become as Islamophobic as they are in Europe. / it's too sophisticated as a form of racism for them. The anti-Somali wave failing is an example of this. Now, I'm saying failing because it hasn't failed yet, but it will. It will not get the job done. I don't think Donald Trump, maybe I'm wrong, but I don't think Donald Trump is going to be able to successfully denaturalize and deport Somali people. Right? Really? 9/11? Wait, yeah, in the absence of, dude, Heidi, think about how much they pumped the 9/11 shit against Zoran. Okay? Did that work even a little bit? Fuck no. Andrew Cuomo kept being like, he's Muslim, he's Muslim, he's Muslim, he's Muslim, he's Muslim, he's Muslim. Think about how scary Muslim is. Think about how scary Islam is. In fucking New York City. Zoran, 9/11 2, 9/11 2. Zoran's going to do 9/11. Zoran's going to do 9/11. So like it didn't fucking work, right? If Americans were already as primed, if 9/11 still had that same like motion, I guess, in terms of whipping up people into a fucking panic, it would have already worked against Zoran, but it didn't, right? I mean, here, this is a great example. Like, New York City forgot. These guys got hundreds of people fired for not being respectful enough after Charlie Kirk's death, and now they're pumping out 50 images of 9/11 a day because a Muslim guy is planning on making groceries cheaper. You think American racists get offended when you call European racism more sophisticated? No, because I think they think like European racism is probably gay, just like everything else in Europe is gayer, you know? Like they like, you think you can do Islamo-leftism in America? I don't think so. Even with like Zoran, Abdul El Sayed, people like myself, right? Hassan Piker, Islamo-leftism is not going to fucking stick in the same way in a country like the United States of America. It's just not. It's just too complicated. If anything, leftism and wokeness will always be associated with black people, okay? It'll always be associated with black people. It'll be associated with brown people as well, but it will primarily always be associated with black people. Like during the Cold War, this is what they did. They would say like, oh, these guys are all fucking commies. They're all pinko commies. But ultimately, it was still anti-blackness, right? It was anti-blackness in the civil rights movement. And they would say like, oh, this is commie shit. This is commie shit. They're pinkos. They're commies. But still, it was about, you know, it was still fought on the boundaries of anti-blackness. I'm not kidding. It was so very bad to be a Muslim after 9/11. No, I know. And for the record, Islamophobia was unimaginable post 9/11. I get that. But as far as Islamophobia being like a major, nowadays especially, being a major winner in election cycles, I don't think it's going to happen. In the absence of like a false flag terror incident, I don't think it'll happen. I mean, there have been people that are Muslim, like the Afghan guy, right? The Afghan CIA asset. He shot 2 people in the National Guard in DC. They tried to be like, oh, this is Islam. This is dangerous Islamic jihad that's happening in the country. And everyone was like, that's a CIA asset. You know? So in the absence of like something major taking place, I just don't think that I don't know. I don't think that people will be like as primed against Muslims because there's not that many Muslims. Yeah, European Islamophobes make quotes about the Quran to make fun of Islam. Americans make terrorist jokes. Americans don't know anything about Islam, not even enough to mock it. Yeah, that's why, like, yeah, they say Hajis. Like, you know what I mean? That's the average American's understanding of like how to make fun of Muslims. I would say that American transphobes are way better, like way more well versed in, you know, trans tech and shit that's going on in like trans culture than American Islamophobes are with like the basic tenets of Islam or whatever. Because he's Muslim was automatically ISIS and not just complex PTSD like it actually was. That National Guard attack was basically the same thing as murder or Kish Kyle. I know, but if you noticed, that didn't really hit that hard. Like the whole, we got to fucking really reconsider our dangerous allegiance and allowing Muslims in the country, because we don't allow any Muslims in the country. Do you know what I mean? This dude went gray over a few weeks. Oh, you mean my beard? No, it's always been there. I just never let it grow this hard. So By the way, is this list going on Polymarket or Kalshi? Okay. Anyway, the thing that I was talking about is also with no real policies attached to it. Medicare for all and anti-Israel is a cheat code for elections, but Democrats, but institutional Dems rally against it. What else? What else did I have here? Yeah, I already said with the Epstein stuff, I said the right will try to normalize pedophilia. Wait, what the fuck? Try to normalize pedophilia. Actually, Bophilia? How do you spell that? Fuck, I don't even know how to spell that. Philia like this? This will gross out normies. What else? What else? What else? Health policy predictions. RFK Jr. would develop a disease or a condition that does not have a vaccine yet. I mean, health policy wise, peptides. The year of peptides is upon us. This goes back to the Chinese thing that I was talking about. More Chinese black market trades. People will experiment. And then also, what else? What else? What else? Oh, skinny jeans making a comeback. Skinny jeans season. We're almost back to indie sleaze cycle for fashion. Maybe next year. Skinny jeans is coming back, let's say, because it's not going to come back this year. But it is like you'll see more and more. You will see more and more celebrities rocking skinny jeans. And then 2027 probably is when skinny jeans will make a full comeback. Like I said, oh yeah, last one. Woke makes I've made so many predictions. Woke makes a comeback. Right-wing content creators who don't lean into it fall off. Right-wing infighting continues. I think Asman makes a pivot. Asman makes centrist pivot on lots of issues. Ben Shapiro refuses to play token anti-Semite and fully falls off, even though Barry Weiss tries to offer a lifeline to him. Should I say token self-hating anti-Semite? Because like if Ben, I've said this already. Like if Ben pulled the token anti-Semite takes, if Ben became a token for the right who would play the role of fomenting anti-Semitism, he would probably be able to like bring a lot of his audience back. But he's not going to be able to do that. Daily Wire collapses due to decentralized nature of right slop / demands of anti-Semitism. Matt Walsh goes indie and hits levels of anti-Semitism you've never even seen before. Jews equals trans for Matt Walsh. Like he will treat Jewish people like he treats trans people. If he actually leaves the Daily Wire, he will literally talk about Jewish people like he talks about trans people. Like you will never. It's just, it will be unimaginable. He's already Catholic, so he's got the bones for it. What else? Tucker is top dog. Nick Fuentes reigns in. Some of his anti-Israel sentiment while keeping some anti-Semitism in an effort to gain more motion with institutional power. Also goes on JRE. Reigns in. Did I make any Erica Kirk predictions? No, Erica. Yeah, I mean, Erica Kirk takes a back seat due to how much people hate her. Not sure who will replace her though. Takes a back shot from JD Vance. Stop. Dude. Okay, here's a crazy one. This is my last one. This is a crazy prediction. Okay, probably not gonna happen. TPUSA, CBS, CNN merged under Ellison banner. Not gonna happen, but you know. This is a wild card one. I just had to throw in there something crazy. Charlie Kirk resurrection. Yes. What is this? This smarmy popular shit is so funny. This smarmy fake popular shit is so funny, especially when they do low effort patriotic schlock. CBS News' new owners have donated millions to one country's military, and hint, it isn't America's. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, we love America, and we make no apologies for saying so. Brother, you're CBS Evening News. Like, what the fuck is this? This is like Fox News. Okay? This is Fox News bullshit. No way Barry Wise last CBS the whole year. There's going to be a revolt. I don't know. I think the reason why she was placed at CBS is the reason why I don't know if that'll be the case. Anyway. Dude, holy fuck. I went way more with my predictions this year. Okay. AI will get completely out of control, not AGI style, but instead it will lead to a catastrophic issue. At least one major gambling scandal, which of course will not lead to any policy changes. Gambling is going to be cancer with unlimited prediction markets bullshit. AI bubble will not burst. China will continue to rise. The century of prosperity has begun. More people will become China pilled as conditions in the West worsen. Normies will get less weird about China. Grand Theft Auto 6 will be delayed. Lying is even more OP than it's ever been, especially with AI. People will openly admit to lying in a biased direction, and there will be no repercussions for it. People are going to get even dumber and more hateful, but woke will make a comeback. Oh, wait, hold on. Before I do woke, because, hateful conspiracies are now the only meta. Everyone is QAnon / BlueAnon. Conspiracies will be the only thing that people believe. The media won't be able to rein it in. But woke will make a comeback, not due to Dems or liberals leading the pack, but because the average apolitical normie will get grossed out by the unlimited, unchecked hatred coming from the sweatiest losers that have hyped themselves up. With woke making a comeback, but with corpos following trends too late, companies will continue their right-wing pivot into 2026, pissing people off even further. Slop tubers and regular influencers who don't talk about politics push back against right-wing shit. False flag terror related to maxing out Islamophobia in the country, possibly during World Cup. I'll put that under the Muslims and Jews category. Where was I? Trump doesn't invade Venezuela. Trump has serious health issue that they can't keep a secret. He won't die. Evil never dies. Okay. Dems will predict a blue wave that will be like a tiny blue puddle. They will underperform. That they will still consider a massive W when it's not. They will get bogged down attacking the Bernie crap wing of the party too much to make serious gains. They'd rather kill democracy than harm the profit margins of private healthcare companies. Dems pivot to anti-APAC, but still retain same donors and same attitude towards Israel. Max Fealty. Dems refuse to adopt M4A as a policy, Medicare for all as a policy, float public option with no real interest in implementation. They claim affordability with no real policies attached to it. Medicare for all and anti-Israel is a cheat code for elections, but institutional Dems rally against it. Major black market for Chinese RAM GPUs that are created faster than the Chinese thought they would be made. Same with the peptides. Where's the fucking peptides? Hold on, I'll put that up here. China doesn't militarily invade Taiwan. Kash Patel fired from or steps down. Winky face. We don't annex Greenland. No Ukraine. Yeah, there is no Ukraine prediction. Zoran gets yelled at by the left flank for not being revolutionary enough or because they misunderstood a policy he's implementing. Zoran Mossadani. Jews and Muslims. Terms like Goyslav get mass usage by normies. Agartha memes will reach peak normie status. They will be oblivious to its initial anti-Semitic inception, but will use it regularly. There's a serious effort to make Muslims out to be the new Judeo-Bolsheviks. It will fail in the U.S. Americans don't have enough direct experience with Muslims become Islamophobic as they are in Europe. / is too sophisticated as a form of racism for them. The anti-Somali wave failing is an example of this. False flag terror related to maxing out Islamophobia in the country, possibly during World Cup. Anti-Semitism loses the remainder of its institutional stigma as Jews move closer to losing white status, controlled by Republicans. The right will try to normalize pedophilia. Actually, it's ephebophilia. This will gross out normies. Skinny jeans is coming back almost. We're almost back to indie sleaze cycle for fashion. Woke makes a comeback. Right-wing content creators who don't lean into it fall off. Right-wing infighting continues. Asma makes centrist pivot on lots of issues. Ben Shapiro refuses to play token self-hating anti-Semite and fully falls off, even though Barry Weiss tries to offer a lifeline to him. Daily Wire collapses due to decentralized nature of right slop demands of anti-Semitism. Matt Walsh goes indie and hits levels of anti-Semitism you've never seen before. Jews equals trans. He will treat Jewish people like he treats trans people. Tucker is top dog. Nick Fuentes reins in some of his anti-Israel sentiment while keeping some anti-Semitism in an effort to gain more emotion with institutional power. Also goes on Joe Rogan Experience. Erica Kirk takes a backseat due to how much people hate her. Crazy prediction. Turning Point USA, CBS, CNN merger under Ellison banner. Add TikTok to the mix. I mean, TikTok algo is ass. I don't have any World Cup predictions, and I don't have any Iran predictions either, because as far as like Iran goes, I think like, you know, stuff heats up in Iran all the time, and it's mostly because of like the economic volatility. But I don't foresee Iran getting into some serious trouble anytime soon, because I feel like they're getting, I mean, they're making drones for Russia, and they keep getting more and more they keep getting more and more planes from Russia into Iran, and we don't know what they're delivering. Oracle collapses because of the whole AI shit, leading the dominoes to fall. I'm not doing pack watches here. I've gotten it wrong every year, dude. Every time. Predict your next controversy. You own house, car, dog, and maybe PC. What will be my next controversy? I don't know. That one is too tough. That one's always too tough, because it's like it just comes from very unpredictable avenues. You get an Israeli girlfriend? No. Because it's like, it's shit that controversies for someone like myself is tough to predict, because half of the stuff is just totally made up, and then the other half is greatly overemphasized, or is not even like a cancelable offense, right? And how I would bracket that is, for example, you know, the totally made up thing is like, your dad's a billionaire, right? Totally made up. But people believe it and people push it. You know, you abuse your dog, totally made up. People believe it. People push it nonstop. But as far as like real things that are not cancelable offenses, but people actually consider it cancelable offenses, like you bought a house, right? You bought a fucking Gucci shirt. You bought, you leased a Porsche, like stuff like that. So it's not, I don't know if it'll be, you know, it can be anything, right? It can be virtually anything. So it's very difficult. Yep, that's why we've had so many 2K cameras law. What does that mean? Like if I were to predict something, it would probably be like related to politics, where you know how like after every single incident there are a lot of people that will say, "Oh, this guy was a Hassan fan." You know what I mean? this guy's a Hassan fan, this guy's a Hassan fan. Like this guy that did it, he did it because of Hassan. And obviously that doesn't really work for anybody, even if like someone who has done an act of terror literally will be like, I love Ben Shapiro and I did this because of Ben Shapiro, right? But it will, I could totally see it sticking for something like this upcoming year. You know what I mean? Where, you know, they'll be like, this guy was a HasanAbi head. And then they'll just like push it nonstop. They'll spam it endlessly. To a degree where like I'll have to address it in like mainstream news, you know?